Hey everyone, welcome back to Forest Reviews. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic tanks of World War I, but with a twist. This is the M4 Sherman 2026 model, a stunning modern-day representation of a classic piece of military history. Whether you're a model kit enthusiast, a WI history buff, or just someone who appreciates fine craftsmanship, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Now, let's get something straight right off the bat. The M4 Sherman wasn't the most heavily armored or the most powerful tank of its time. But what made it legendary was its reliability, ease of production, and the sheer number of units that rolled off the assembly line. The Sherman was the backbone of the Allied armored forces, and the 2026 model pays tribute to that legacy with remarkable attention to detail. Taking a closer look at this model, the first thing you'll notice is the exterior finish. The olive drab color has been applied with a subtle weathering technique that gives the tank a used but maintained look, exactly how these machines would have appeared after weeks in the field. You can actually see the wear on the track links, the rusting around the exhaust port, and even the slight scuffing on the side skirts. This isn't just a display piece, it's storytelling in miniature. Now, for those wondering about scale, this model is a 1/35 scale, which is pretty standard for military builds. At this size, it allows for a ton of intricate detail without being overwhelming. The model comes with pre-molded parts for the turret, hull, and tracks, but there's plenty of opportunity for customization. I went with the standard configuration for this review, but if you're into modding your kits, this is a great base to start from. The turret is especially well done. The 75mm gun, which was the Sherman's primary weapon, is modeled here with elevation movement and a rotatable turret. You also get realistic molded hatches, and if you're handy with a hobby knife and some glue, you can position them open and add crew figures or even lighting effects. There's a .50 caliber machine gun mounted on top with an optional ammo belt, and mount detail is something I haven't seen in earlier Sherman kits, and definitely a highlight of this 2026 release. Moving to the lower hull and suspension, this model replicates the FS vertical volute spring suspension perfectly. The road wheels are independently movable during assembly, which adds a dynamic quality when placing the tank on uneven terrain or in dioramas. The track assembly is a mix of individual links and flexible rubber-style sections, making it both a challenge and a joy to assemble. It holds up well and wraps realistically around the sprockets and idlers. One thing I particularly loved about this kit is the decal set. You get several historical options, everything from the North African campaign to the push through France and even markings from the Pacific Theatre. For my build, I chose the Normandy invasion markings. The white stars and serial numbers went on smoothly and really pop against the base coat after a quick layer of matte varnish. Inside the box, you're also getting a full-color instruction manual, which is a big upgrade over the older, black and white line drawings. Every step is illustrated clearly, and for newer modelers, this is going to make a huge difference. There's also a short historical write-up on the M4 Sherman itself, a nice touch for those who like to know the background of what they're building. Let's talk about build time. Out of the box, without any major customization, I'd say you're looking at around 10 to 12 hours for a clean build. If you're adding weathering, photo etch parts, or figures, that time can easily double. I spent around 18 hours on mine, including a bit of airbrushing and some hand-painted chipping effects to give it that battlefield-worn vibe. For the price point of just under $60, it feels like you're getting a premium kit. The plastic is high quality, the parts fit well with minimal sanding, and there's little to no flash on the sprues. I did find that a few of the smaller pieces, like the headlight guards and tow cable brackets, required extra care during assembly. Definitely keep your tweezers and magnifying lamp handy for those. In terms of display value, this kit is a standout. Whether you're placing it in a diorama or showcasing it solo, it grabs attention. The dimensions and proportion are spot on, and with the right lighting, it looks almost like a still from a documentary. I've had it sitting on my shelf for a few days now, and it's already become a conversation starter with friends who drop by. So, who is this model for? I'd say it's best suited for intermediate to advanced builders due to the level of detail and the need for careful painting and assembly. But even motivated beginners could tackle it with some patience. It's a great way to level up your skills and learn more about one of history's most iconic tanks while you're at it. Overall, the M4 Sherman 2026 model is a fantastic tribute to a wartime workhorse. It's detailed, historically grounded, and incredibly rewarding to build. Whether you're building for fun, competition, or just to unwind after a long day, this kit delivers. Thanks for hanging out with me on Forest Reviews. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss the next review. Got a favorite WI tank or a model kit you want me to check out? Drop it in the comments below.